Hello all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar and this is Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Well, I decided to go with the voiceover format for this one. This is going to be a short video discussing Merck's new drug, Molnupiravir. And I'm going to say what this drug is for. Well, first of all, YouTube, this is for educational purposes only. And I don't think that it'll be a problem for me to say what this new oral therapeutic is for. It's for the treatment of COVID-19. This is not a preventative medication. This, according to what I've read, and I'm going to leave materials below this video, this therapeutic seems to be for individuals who are afflicted with the condition COVID-19. So there are a couple of things I can say about this. I'm not going to read this, or I'm not going to read anything verbatim. The first thing I'll say, is that having backgrounds in pharmacology and toxicology, one of the first things that stood out to me about this is the name, Molnupiravir. So in pharmacology and toxicology, you have what we call chemical classes, that is molecules that operate using similar mechanisms, and when they occupy the same class and they use similar pharmacological or toxicological mechanisms, not only do they work this in a similar way, but they also have similar names. So when you think about antiviral medications, well, there was one that was in the news earlier on in the pandemic, Remdesivir, and I'm thinking of a medication that I use now for random eye infections that I've been having over the years, Valacyclovir. So antiviral medications, in terms of their name, usually end in IR. Molnupiravir, Remdesivir, and Valacyclovir. So just keep that in mind. So just briefly, the way this works in terms of pharmacodynamics, this is according to the Merck link that I'm leaving in the description box below. This is a potent ribonucleoside analog. So the way these types of drugs work is basically, when you think about a virus, what a virus has to do is it has to basically upload its own genetic information into the cell that it's invading. That genetic information basically hijacks the machinery of the cell to go ahead and create viral particles or any other proteins that the virus seeks to make or create. So what antiviral medications typically do is these are analogs of the nucleotide bases that are used to create the viral nucleic acids. I'm not going to go back over what nucleic acids are, but I'll just say that nucleic acids, DNA and RNA, are comprised of nucleotide bases. They're also comprised of sugars and phosphate groups. But the way the medications work is by using, in this instance, nucleoside analogs that at some point prevent the virus from creating its own genetic information within the cell that it's overtaken. after doing some brief research on the pharmacodynamics of Molnupiravir versus Remdesivir, interestingly, it seems that Remdesivir worked through slowing down the viral RNA polymerase, so the enzyme which basically elongated the virus's RNA strands, and Molnupiravir works through incorporation into those RNA strands, and once incorporated into those strands, the virus is no longer able to reproduce because its sequence can't be replicated. So that's just some basics of how this drug works versus Remdesivir, which was in the news when the pandemic first started. Now, from what I've read, again, this is not a preventative measure like an immunization. I'm not going to say the V word, but this doesn't work like an immunization where you're priming the immune system to detect a specific antigen. This is designed for individuals who have already been infected and have developed the condition. And according to the data, I'm going to leave this information below, it's increasing, or it's giving rise to greater patient outcomes once they are afflicted with the COVID-19 symptoms. Let's see. So news came out this week that the FDA approved this. So this is going to, and I believe it was approved for an emergency use authorization. So this is going to get out to the public very, very quickly. It's going to be a new tool in the fight against COVID-19. So the other companies have created immunizations. I'm not going to say the V word. And Merck is creating or generating the first antiviral oral therapeutic in the fight against COVID-19. Now, I don't know that this is effective against the new variant, which begins with an O. Well, I'll just say it. The Omicron variant. I don't know how effective this is against that, but it seems to have good efficacy against the other variants. It seems that, reading through this information, Merck has worked with a company called Ridgeback, and this molecule was actually originally developed at Emory University, and Merck basically paid a lump sum to Ridgeback Biotherapeutics, which I believe is in Florida, and they did the heavy lifting in terms of formulating that molecule and creating the medication. And Merck, it seems, is the company. They've shepherded the entire thing, and they're the ones presenting it, or they're the ones who have presented it to the Food and Drug Administration, who just gave the emergency use authorization. As we head towards the end of the year, I was thinking about doing a short video on regulatory science and regulatory affairs. I'm a regulatory scientist right now, and the approval of the immunizations and now this oral therapeutic, this is all regulatory affairs, and the general public across the board doesn't have a strong idea or a strong understanding of what regulatory affairs are. So as I've built this channel out, I think it's important for me to keep calling that to everyone's attention. So look for a potential video on that in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to have to look through my library to see if I've already covered that. But as another YouTube content creator says, repetition is the mother of skill, I believe. So that's what I wanted to say, everyone. I first saw this during the week via one of the many articles sent to my smartphone. This is interesting, and it stood out to me because my backgrounds are in pharmacology and toxicology. So I wanted to, create a video of some sort for this, in addition to the image of the molecule that I put in my community tab. So let me know what you all think in the comments section below. Also, please leave any questions that you have. I want to thank everyone who has supported the channel up to this point. If you want to leave something in the tip jar, that information is below this video as well. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be safe out there, everyone. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye. Hello, all. For those of you who don't know, Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology is just one of my many projects operating under the Big Words LLC. So I am planning to start a monthly newsletter, and if you're interested in keeping up with me in terms of my other YouTube content and also my many writing projects, please consider signing up for my newsletter. The information is below in the description box, and you have my promise that your information and your privacy will be protected. So thank you, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.